There it is! Fall Guys, Master Chief Fall Guys, Bean117 reporting for duty. This is what we've waited for. Fall Guys is not even relevant anymore, and they're releasing content for it.
I give up. You've killed me, 343. You've ended my life. You're killing me.
Yeah.
You're killing me right now. You're killing me.
You're killing me, man.
You're killing us. He's killing us, man. Man, he's dropping the bomb, man.
Man, the white man.
The white man.
He's taking my games. The white man's taking my game.
The white man. The white man.
I don't know why we say YouTube specifically. I mean, it probably is. But, yeah 343 is ruining...
Fall Guys. You like Fall Guys? Like Among Us? Oh, I like Fortnite, Among Us, Fall Guy. Funny.
I mean, it really says something when they, in order to get people interested, to get people back into the games,
why an M's?
They pick some game that's not been relevant for like 8 months at least. However long it was ago.
You guys are like Baby Yoda? We're gonna put him in the next
I'm surprised
Halo
that
game.
the Halo TV show didn't have a Baby Yoda. A baby, I don't know, freaking a small, childlike, not elite, a grunt or something like that.
Yeah.
That Master Chief was gonna adopt or some of the other characters, and they were gonna market that so hard. I'm surprised there was not something like that. I really am surprised.
The weapon.
I mean, yeah, my big problem with Halo Infinite now, this isn't like a Halo Infinite video, we're just talking about it. So, I'm gonna go hit campaign. Campaign.
Play an actually good Halo game. Don't fuck with Infinite. Infinite is such a disappointment. I wanted it to be good. I wanted it to be good, man. It was not. I was, you know, when they released the multiplayer early on like November 15th or whatever, I was like, yes, I screamed. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was going to be good. I played the multiplayer beta. I did like the testing and everything. I thought it was going to be good. Nope. They had months to fix a lot of these problems. Like so many of these problems, they had months to fix. The game is still in a state of complete disaster. And now they want to spread some of that disaster to fucking MCC. MCC for like 2 years was already in a fucking trash state, and now they want to ruin it again with goddamn microtransactions. Hey, look, guys, it's Fallout. Hey, what's next? They're gonna add Baby Yoda. They're gonna add Among Us. They're gonna add Fortnite or something. What is going on? Who is in charge here? Obviously, no one with actual mental functioning. No one. Somebody in 343 is incapable of higher thinking. I think. You know.
Well, I would say the problem is really this. 343, this is the problem with a lot of media, because games, comics, movies, TV shows, it's all been taken over. And the problem really is this. They hate you, they have no talent, they latch on to every IP that already existed, that was built up, you grew up with, you think is amazing, and you can't wait to see more of. They wait until nobody has played it in like years or watched it in years. Like there hasn't been a Star Wars movie in like 10 years, 15 years, however long it was. And then boom, they come back and like this time
you guys
we're
like
doing
J.J. Abrams?
Why did they give J.J. Abrams a job? Like he bombed with Star Trek and he bombed with freaking, I forget the other stuff he did. And they also gave the scriptwriter from Transformers, or one of the scriptwriters anyways, I forget his name. He also, I think, has worked with J.J. Abrams. What did he give him? I forget what they gave him. Star Trek. Kurtzman. Yeah, he was like a scriptwriter or whatever for the Transformers movies. The Michael Bay ones. And they gave him freaking Star Trek. What? You know what I mean? Like... And obviously they've ruined that too. This is going off on a tangent, basically.
Meanwhile, you look at this. You look at Halo 2. You look at Halo 2 Anniversary. A fantastic game with a fantastic story, good visuals, good art style, good characters, good gameplay, good music.
Yeah.
And then you look at Infinite, you know? You look at these piss poor.
We
have 5
here.
different people doing music.
Look amazing, you know?
Yeah.
Granted, they probably were kind of expensive to produce, but it's like, imagine the Halo TV show started off like this.
Don't even get me fucking started on the show. That's awful.
The video is probably going to be more like the current state of Halo rather than... Because like Halo Infinite's had updates, right? Since we made the last video.
The current state of Halo.
And,
we'll call it that.
MCC and Halo Shivo TV show and so on. So
look at that! Look how colorful he is.
Yeah.
It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
They actually bothered.
The cinematography in this is great. It's
like you take Halo 2, the original Halo 2, probably one of the first games they ever played. debatably one of my favorite games. Debatably, as if I'm debating with someone, but like, one of my favorite games.
I wonder is like, how come the people who are paid and get paid way more to make movies and TV shows suck, but then the people who aren't paid to make movies and TV shows, people who are paid to make cutscenes and to remaster some Halo game, do a better job?
You know what's a theory of mine that I've had?
That they hate people.
That they hate people, but also it's like a bunch of these people who like went to school together and they're just like sucking each other off. Like, yeah, I'll give my friend here. I'll give him this position.
Maybe like those people,
I like this thing they made.
Maybe those people have like, I don't know, like big
horrible
noses
politics.
and hats and you know, like money, and they have their hands are very callous for rubbing together, you know. Yeah. Something like that.
But like, they got calluses on their hands for rubbing their hands together.
Yeah, like genetically, if you look at them, you can tell by looking at their palms. Their palms are like really
palm sweaty. Anyway, that's why in that one Eminem song he goes palm spaghetti, mom's sweaty.
Palms sweaty.
Palms sweaty, mom's spaghetti.
Oh, it's the Italians. Yeah,
it's the Italians. They're rubbing their hands together to make that dough for, you know, like spaghetti and pizza and stuff.
I don't like that right bumper is in this game. That's one thing.
I like it when things fall over.
Watch this. Give it to me.
But this is probably my favorite design for Johnson. Like, he looks fine in like 2 and 3, but I think this is my favorite design for him because he just looks real almost. Yeah. He looks like a.
But anyway, we were talking about modern Halo, so let's talk about the Halo show first because that kind of came out a while ago before this current thing with MCC.
Yeah.
Right. So, Halo Infinite show, like.
I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah. I feel like we don't even have to say at this point. Most people, like, when they heard there was gonna be a Halo TV show, especially in current day from
you know what
it's called Paramount or whatever, it's like we all kind of knew it was gonna be bad, but man, like beyond bad. I can't believe it's not beef or whatever the brand is called.
I can't believe this is so bad.
I can't believe this is made.
This sucks ass.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
Yeah. So
what were they thinking?
Yeah, literally.
Who hired you? Who hired these people to write this? You have stories written for you already.
Yeah.
Instead of just making a TV show out of that.
Yeah, and like
I guess I'm gonna make the worst show of all time.
Yeah, the action looks bad too.
It sucks. Everything in that show sucks.
The CGI,
everything.
It's like
it's so inaccurate.
I feel like there was money embezzling, a lot of money embezzling or wasting going on there. Because like 10 million per episode, and it looks like this, and it's written like this. Like, this isn't like, oh, these show makers are so annoying, I hate them, I just don't like their style. This is, somebody is incompetent. This is like unbelievable level incompetence. I've been saying that more and more lately. Like,
somebody hit their head,
yeah,
and decided to make this.
This isn't like M. Night Shyamalan going on a coke binge, making like the worst thing you've ever seen. This is like someone who is. This not
isn't
good at their
that
job.
One movie he made where it's basically just Pregnancy Island. This is.
Yeah.
This is Halo, man. They got.
Yeah, like
you have the rights.
Like this, when you watch J.J. Abrams' Star Wars, at least some of them, you think this guy is just a really bad director, right? But with this, it's like not only is this person a bad director, a bad actor,
they're a bad
so
writer.
So these people, they are just bad at their job, and on a corporate level, the people who sanctioned this, the people who had looked at this and said, yeah, this is okay, keep putting money into this, keep producing this, right?
Yeah, that's the worst.
They should be fired. They probably are fired, or at least way demoted. I would hope so. This is whoever like greenlit this and said, yeah, you can take my word on this. 10 million per episode. I know that's a lot of money, Microsoft or Paramount, whoever's freaking putting the money up for this. I know that's a lot of money, and you're staking a lot on this. But hear me out. I trust this. It's gonna work out. Trust me. You can.
I'm a 343 man myself.
Yeah. You can put my reputation on this. Why are these people not fired? Why is their career not done?
Money.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say before, you know those memes where it's like, yeah, this is the worst thing ever. Drop it.
Where the frick am I supposed to go?
Release it. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a Paramount man myself.
Yeah.
I'm a 343 guy myself.
I like to drink human waste. I like fecal matter.
Oh hey, that's Halo Infinite. That's Halo 5 you got there. Yeah, you could call me a 343 tard.
A 343 tard myself. Yeah.
I'm a bit of a 343 tard.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
This game's so good. I love the microtransactions. I love that they completely ruined the color and armor system. I love the horrible progression system. I love that the online barely works. I love the horrible balancing.
This game,
I love the lag and the
nostalgia,
desync.
but for the most part, I feel like this game looks a bit better than
Infinite. Yeah, it looks way better than Infinite.
Like,
stronger art design, stronger weapon design.
Enemy design. Looks way more precise. I feel like there's actually this old tweet JonTron made back when like Breath of the Wild first was like shown off and was going to get released. And I was watching a video that had it in there. I don't remember what the video was. It was like a donkey video, and he just had it for some reason. It was like 2017, I think. He was like, but like the tweet was like, "What's this? A new Zelda game? But it looks kind of bland and boring. Maybe it's." I'm paraphrasing a little bit. And he's like, "Maybe it's just me, but we've already had plenty of like big open grassy field simulators before." And that's not to say that Breath of the Wild is some messy game or that he probably didn't play it. Like, he disliked it, but like...
He has a point.
He has a point. Like, these big old open world, bland, empty games, whatever you think of like Skyrim or Breath of the Wild or whatever, they are overdone, and it's a genre which does not always fit a series. In the case of Halo, most definitely not. Not with the way they freaking, like, put effort, or no effort almost into it. It feels like it's like a finished product. Or unfinished product.
Mm-hmm. Good. Like Infinite's open world feels completely pointless to me.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of like slightly disconnected, really big levels that you need loading screens to get to most of them. Like here, fast travel to this area because you can't get to it by land because we put invisible walls that you can't fly through with a Banshee, or you can't get to it with your slingshot or whatever. You know, your slingshot or your grapple thing. It feels pointless. And Halo Infinite's art direction, its cutscenes, if you can even call them that, they look terrible. Like everything, the open world looks awful. Everything looks like it hasn't loaded in correctly yet.
Yeah, it's got this really weird, and I think part of it is also due to games, like new engines. Like, look at this game.
And I'm playing on a GTX 1070 and like like pretty modern stuff. It's not the top of the end, the top of the line type stuff,
NVIDIA's,
but it's good
20
gear.
Series was not really that big of a jump, so a 1070 still holds up very nicely.
Yeah, it's a good gaming setup. I can play most games on max settings at like 60 FPS.
Yeah.
Right?
Unless it's like a Ubisoft game, which is like
unless it's like a Ubisoft game.
Ubisoft.
I can't
it's
play
like an
it.
Ubisoft
and it's
game
too
it's
big
like
and my
not
hands
optimized.
won't fit on it. Yeah, but like Infinite, it's unoptimized. It looks bad and it plays bad. It's just bad all around. 343, in my opinion, sucks at game design. They're just a bad company, and they traded like head game designer, like swapped them out, changed them, like fired, they left like 3 or 4 times in the span of like 7 years making this game. That is not good.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
That either says A, you didn't want to pay them, B, they were bad directors,
or there was just way too much.
Or there was just way too much,
like
static going on between your radio comms. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that they did not agree on which way the game should go, and that I think really negatively affected the end product. Not that it would be perfect. I'm assuming that, like, we don't know.
We want to add RPG,
like 10 years
Doom Eternal level up mechanics to the game, but also we want it to feel classic. But also we want to add Skyrim elimination missions, but they suck ass and they're really easy. We're gonna put hunters back in the game. They're gonna be really lame. You know, we're gonna make this game suck. We're gonna tell you this game is great, but we're gonna make it suck really bad, and you're gonna like it.
Yeah, well,
that's the attitude they take. A lot of 343, and it's not just the higher ups and the people. It's just almost everyone at that company. To me, seems like, what, you don't like it? You're just selfish. You don't get it. You should be happy that this
still
game.
Think that original Halo 2, especially if you play it like on a higher end system. Well, I say higher end system, like original classic Halo 2, when it runs at a higher frame rate and stuff, looks really good. But yeah, the remaster does look way better than Halo Infinite. I still feel like there's a few things here and there where I feel like they kind of missed. Excuse me, missed the ball a little bit, or dropped the ball.
The sacred rings. What are they?
Weapons of last resort, built by the Forerunners to eliminate potential flood hosts, thereby rendering the kill site harmless.
And those who made the rings? What happened to the Forerunners?
After exhausting every other strategic option, my creators activated the rings. They and all additional sentient life in 3 radii of the galactic center died as planned. Would you like to see the relevant data?
Tartarus, the prophets have betrayed us.
We would like... I'm only this mad at this point because they've completely ignored what the community is asking them to do.
Yeah.
Please don't put microtransactions in
We
MCC.
won't. Wink, wink, nudge,
Wink, wink,
nudge,
wink,
nudge,
nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
There'll be affordable microtransactions for the skins and stuff in Halo Infinite. $20 for a digital thing that is free to play? The game is free to play. Why are you charging me $20 for a skin? For weapon coding? It doesn't make any sense. We have to adjust for inflation, for money reasons.
It's like, really?
And the 343 is guilty of this. So many other companies are guilty of this. They add something. They add like
I
a
feel
skin.
like the problem
Hold
here
on,
is
hold on.
this: they spend too much money on the game and then cry when they have to add microtransactions to make money. It's like, maybe don't inflate the budget so much and restrain your freaking developers and lead directors and actually hold people responsible. So when they make a mistake that costs you millions or billions of dollars, fire them.
Why is it taking you almost 9 months to add split-screen co-op to the campaign? And now there's a tether, apparently? You can't go 300 meters apart? What is this, Lego? This is like a Lego game. A Lego game on the original Xbox. This technology's old.
Infinite multiplayer. I haven't heard about the multiplayer. Has it come out yet or what?
Infinite's multiplaire?
Yeah.
It's been out for ages.
No, the co-op mode. Is that out?
Co-op?
It's still not out
What do
yet.
you mean? What do you mean co-op?
Split-screen co-op for campaign.
For campaign?
Co-op.
No, they're doing
not out
beta
yet?
testing, I think. But
That's...
apparently there's a tether, so like in Lego games,
Oh
you
my
can't get too
God.
far apart.
Oh my god, that's... I mean, granted, that's been in other games, difference being that those weren't open world games, so...
Whose
yeah.
idea was this?
Yeah, I feel like Halo Infinite is one of those games where it did not
A mistake.
Yeah, it did not need to exist, and it did not need to exist in its current configuration. I remember when I
think-
first heard about it releasing, which is way back when it was still just like a name, basically. It had like nothing outside like that, maybe that one trailer where he takes his helmet off and you see his helmet, and it's like the ring in the distance, and it's like ding, or whatever the Halo like sound is. Yeah, that one. And it's like, oh my guys, Halo is back, baby!
It's back! Actually, there's no dual wielding, and actually, there's no playable elites, and actually, there's microtransactions, and actually,
Multiplayer is like not good.
multiplayer sucks, and actually, the game looks bad, and
Yeah.
actually, the game sucks. The story is terrible.
And the sad part is like how everyone who was a Halo like YouTuber or just like Halo.
These
video-
shills just being like,
Well, not-
that was the first time I ever cried in a video game.
That's not the shills. Well, I mean, that is one thing. I was more so referring to people like Actman who are like, they make a video and be like, guys, Halo's back. I remember seeing those way early in development before we knew anything. And it was like, yeah, they're
Never
going
mind,
back.
I was
And then
wrong.
like a couple months later, the video was like, could Halo Infinite be a masterpiece?
Hell
And then a couple
fucking-
months later, Halo Infinite's the good and the bad, or like I'm worried about Halo Infinite, so on and so forth. I was like, I'm not trying to blame Actman or say anything bad about how
I like
how-
Actman, but like,
Yeah, I just like one of the things where like the development was so all over the place that the people making videos like, it's like their only option was to just make a video because like okay, this like every 5 minutes something new was coming out and it would either be great or in the other or usually in most cases be like really worrying. And you'd be like, oh boy, but I mean, it's a new Halo game, and they've said they're going back, they're bringing back all these people, and they're looking back at the roots, so it must be good. And after very quickly I realized it was not going to be good. One of the reasons being, like, look at movies. They've done the exact same thing in film for decades now. Like, Star Wars is the most recent, I would say, example that people know about, most people, where back when the first one, what?
get back to him.
Yeah, no, I'm just bringing this up as an example.
Anyway,
They've done this before. This is not a new technique. You say, we're going back to our roots, and we're going to make this work. We're going to go back to our roots. We're going to learn from our mistakes, guys. This time it's going to be different. The series is back. Star Wars is back. Halo is back. Whatever, X thing.
whatever is
And
back.
and hype them up with some nostalgic view.
Hail
of
to the
Devil's
king,
Sons.
baby, he's back.
Literally, I think actually that's what they did for Star Wars, at least one of the movies, the modern ones. And then have like some music. That's actually a good example because they're both sci-fi. And
You know that video of like the soy jack looking dude
Yeah,
crying,
literally
or
that,
he's got
that's
pimples
like-
on his face. It's like, oh, Star Wars. That's what they want the reaction to be like with Infinite, with the new
Yeah.
Star Wars movies, or the new Jurassic Park
Where
movies.
the frick am I?
That's what they want. They want you to be obsessing over it. They want you to buy the new pop figures. It's like their shit is complete ass and they know it.
Yeah.
But they're not necessarily marketing to people who actually care about the thing, about the franchise, about the history of it. They're not marketing towards real people. They're marketing towards these. I gotta buy these whales. You know what I'm saying? These whales who will buy anything,
well,
they'll eat up anything. These idiots.
Yeah. Increasingly, we've seen movies, games. Games is the most like contemporary sort of related thing. Where they're like Square Enix. This is a couple months ago now, I think. Actually, even a year ago. They mentioned something about using like NFTs for their new games or whatever, things like that. It's like increasingly we're expecting whales to just pay for everything because we have no restraint. Everything costs so much because we were idiots.
The average.
And we spent way too much. Instead of like making a product, selling it for a price, you got the product, we're done. Instead, we got to do all this to try and make more money.
The care for the average player is completely gone out the window. Yeah. They're all in favor of these whales who will buy microtransactions.
They will take anything. They will keep taking it and paying money. They're not your actual consumer base, but because they produce so much money, it's an unhealthy relationship.
We need a broader audience. They always say
we need a wider audience. As in, let's not make the product you want. Let's try to appeal to everyone and dumb things down. Skyrim.
That didn't work, so we gotta put microtransactions in the other game we already own.
Again, if you look at like Star Wars, it's actually very similar to the way they handled it, where it's like, it's back, guys. We learned from our mistakes from The Last Jedi. We're going back to our roots here. Everyone is here. Everyone's back. That guy, the old freaking Lando's back, guys. We brought Lando back. I know you guys really like Lando, so we finally got him back. And Luke, I know we killed him in the last movie.
Spoilers, he's back. Like he survived.
But he's a ghost now, so he's back too. And Leia, she's
dead. She died.
Well, she died, but we finally figured out what to do with her character.
Like that.
And
Luke,
Palpatine,
we brought him back.
Palpatine. It's fitting. George actually envisioned this long ago when he wrote the first movie. When he directed it, that movie, his vision was for Rey to appear and to be the last of the Skywalkers to take on their name after Luke just commits seppuku or whatever the frick. Just kind of dies. After that, Palpatine's gonna return. He envisioned Palpatine returning, by the way. Yeah, and that's what happened.
But this is not the Halo rant. This is the Star Wars.
Yeah, this is the Star Wars. I'm bringing that up because it's like, think about Halo Infinite. Cortana, she survived. They're back.
I like that though. I fucking love that actually. Where it's like, oh, this character, she survived. This character survived. This character, they survived. Oh, Cortana, she died or something.
It's like, I'm surprised there hasn't been a return of like some character
she
from
died or something
of the previous Halo games that's like old, and Master Chief has to be like, or even better, I'm surprised there hasn't been a moment where like Master Chief, they haven't made one where Master Chief's like old now, and they're like, oh, God, you're out of date, man. The new Spartan, who's supposed to be the new main character of the series, take the torch from Master Chief. She shows him up, and he's like, oh my God. He's like, he does like the Harrison Ford grunt, like,
oh man, I hate that.
Next time, better luck next time, sport. I'm still young. I'm not that old. Good. He like grabs his helmet because she tries to take his helmet to put it on, or take his pistol or whatever.
Yeah, fuck.
That's what they're gonna do.
It's too real. It's too real. It sounds too real.
Yeah. But this, I've realized it more and more. They are one and the same, and this is why, if you look at it from the direction of film, which is like maybe 10 years ahead of where gaming is, you realize where gaming's headed, and you realize it's not a good place. Like, it makes sense. These people all went to the same schools. They all talk to the same people. You know? Gaming wants to be cinema, and cinema is dead, so they're latching on to gaming as sort of like a last attempt. Like, why do you think there's so many gaming movies? And they're all terrible.
Yeah.
And barely have anything to do with the games. You know what I mean? Because they don't like the games. But they need something. You know? It was superheroes for a while, and now it's video games.
We need something to attract the weight.
Oh, I just died.
Yeah.
No! That was a whole long tangent, and I was kind of like talking over you for a bit.
Friday, 7:27 p.m.
What kind of fucking McDonald's has a message? What do I say? I want a burger tomorrow? What the?
What?
Enemy spotted.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot what I was gonna
They
say.
kind of already have like the battle pass a little bit with MCC, with like the bonus content, like new armors and stuff they've added and things. The way you unlock it for like multiplayer.
Oh yeah, now I remember. 343's been doing this with Infinite. A lot of other companies are guilty of this as well. It's really scummy. They add an item to the shop, the in-game shop, right?
Yeah.
Another thing, I'll talk about the shop, something else about the shop later, but they add a new item to the shop, a new skin or whatever, and it's marked, as soon as they add it, 50% off, 25% off.
Instantly marking it off to make the price
But that's
cheaper. But that's just the price they're selling it for.
That's
they want you to think
that's
it's a
just
good
the
deal.
price. They're going to double the price later on.
Well, they're not even necessarily going to do that.
They
just,
why would they
instant release
introduce
sales? Bethesda did this with like I forget what it was back when 76 released, like all the DLC for that.
Yeah.
It's garbage. So one of the tactics they used, which is not a good tactic, it's very scummy, is release DLC and then put it instantly on sale to make it look cheaper and be like, look, it's such a good deal. Look, it's 50% off or 25% off. So it's supposed to be $30, but right now it's like whatever, I don't know, 19 bucks, 20
15.
bucks, 25.
They're of course they're already selling it for 15, but that's just a way they can hike the price to 30 later on.
Yeah. Well, they could,
They
but
introduces it 15.
usually they don't, just because they want you to think it's a good deal, so you'll buy it, and so you won't think they're trying to sell you things for. You'd be like, oh, I wouldn't pay,
away later
I'm not
on.
going to pay $20 for something, but you see it was 30, and the idea is basically that you'll be like, oh, it could have been 30 when it's on sale right now. It's so cheap, even though it's like
so
20
cheap.
bucks.
It's so cheap. This digital skin in the game, it's so cheap, guys. It's
This
so
thing-
cheap.
This thing that's not real, that doesn't exist, it is data, it's already in the game, content that's in the game, you're getting a code, essentially, that lets you use it.
You know,
I already put the hard drive space away to download the features, but you're not allowed to have them.
You know what's fucked?
What?
When Infinite launched, and it's still in the same state, pretty much, the multiplayer is completely fucked. The desync, horrible lag and shit, constant disconnects. It hardly fucking works. But you know what does work?
The shop?
The
Yeah,
shop works
well,
perfectly fine.
Same way with 76. I
And
believe.
another scummy thing is the amounts of the points they have. You can't earn points, but what you can do is buy points. So you use these shop points to purchase things. You have to purchase the points first. The amounts you can purchase, 95% of the time, do not match what is in the shop. So something would be 12. Well, guess what, fuckhead? There's 10, there's 5, and there's like 20. That might be 15. So either way, you're not buying the specific amount of points that the thing in the shop needs, right? So you've got to spend always a little bit more than what it costs, right? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I'm trying to take out this brute.
It sucks. It's manipulative. It's greedy. I hate it. This does not.
I
need
can't
to be
say
in.
that like the screen is swelling dark. You were saying?
Yeah, but
I died. Yeah.
But
It's
I
really
hope our
greedy, and not only that, it's not smart. It's like that's not a healthy relationship to have with your consumer base. These people are idiots. You know, they don't know how to sell a product. They only know, oh, well, if I do this, maybe I'll make some money. Hey, look, the whales bought it. Let's keep doing
That's
this.
where they're fucking giving up on Infinite. They're moving over to MCC because they saw that it has a larger player base than fucking Infinite. Because MCC is it's a collection of good games. Well, Infinite sucks ass. So they're like, oh, bigger player base mean bigger number, mean more money.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I probably just said it too. So, like,
But,
I feel like if you deal with this from a perspective of competence, you realize how sad it is. These are people who have no skills, whose only ability is to take something people love and ruin it. It's just for a little bit of extra money, and it's not even like an actually effective way of making money. I keep saying this. The best way to make money is to actually sell. It's the way we used to do it. You sell them a game, they buy the game, they'll buy the next game because you were nice and the game was fun, and they'll buy it again because they liked it. If you sell them a product that's mediocre, and then you try to essentially weasel money out of them, you know, through these features like microtransactions, things like that, which have ruined the industry, then that's not healthy. You know, that's bit by bit chiseling it away. And this used to be something that only like a few of the studios and developers would do, but now it's a thing like everyone does it.
First, step 1: eliminate all physical purchases of video games. Step 2: implement microtransactions in all video games. Step 3: hike the prices of all microtransactions in video games.
Drive the turret,
Step 4:
drive this thing.
require specified licenses for digital video games. Step 5: ruin the video game industry.
Is this not actually a real ghost? How do I... Oh, wait. Are you...
He died.
How do I pilot this?
I don't know.
I remember in the manual it said something...
Oh, there you go.
Okay, at least there's that. That was weird.
Like, look at original Halo. Like, I
Halo-
love Halo 2 Anniversary, but like, look at Halo 2's the physical version originally. Its manual is so cool. It's got descriptions of weapons, characters,
days.
story, pictures of everything. It's thick. It's heavy. It feels quality. Like, Halo 2 is such a good game.
You paid more for a game back then because $60 is worth a lot more back then, and you got more. Now you pay less.
You pay more for less.
Well, you paid less because technically $60 now is worth less than it used to be, which is why they want to up it to $70, which is something we haven't done in like basically since the game industry's inception, or at least since like the Nintendo days, the early Nintendo days.
Yeah.
So it's like crazy. It's like, no, we're not doing that, especially not for games that are so mediocre and so mixed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I hope our little people inside the machine.
Little people
I hope
inside
our
the machine, the voice in your ears and your head.
the voice in my head. No, but
Yeah.
I hope
Oh,
our
big cutscene.
Oh.
Fade to white, and I don't know what's happening.
but I hope our rambling has entertained you.
That's it?